Hey guys, get ready with me while I tell you about the time a little girl tried to me. Okay, it's gonna sound like crazy, but this is, oh my gosh, look at my hands. But I promise this is true. Ignore the self-tan and the breakout, but yeah. So basically, I used to coach preschool gymnastics last year, before I worked at my restaurant job. And I, would teach like 3 classes a night, and each class would hold like 6 kids, I want to say. Okay, so there was this one little girl that I had in my 3rd class, so in my last class of the night. I'm obviously not going to say her name, but I had this girl, and the first time I had her, she was very like crazy, like, which is fine. Like, I think she just run around the whole class. Like, she was just very, like, she just wanted to play, which, like, I was like, okay, like, that's fine. That's a lot of kids are like that. Like, I literally understand that. I'm low-key like that too. So, that's all completely normal and fine. So the first time I had her, like, that was completely normal and fine. Like, she was just, like, running around a lot, and the grandmother was like, I'm so sorry, like, she's just, like, she wants to play, like, she has so much energy. And I was like, yeah, like, we have a lot of kids like that, no worries. So the next week, I had her again, and she was in my class talking about, so we stretch before we do the gymnastics. So we do like 10 minutes of stretching, like butterflies and straddles, So we're stretching, and we always send somebody up the clock. So we sit in a straddle, and we go tick tock to like stretch, and like as like a fun way. They're preschoolers, so we go tick tock, hickory dickory dock. Elsa and Anna went up the clock. So the kids get to send someone up the clock every time we're stretching during our straddles. I ask each kid, who do you want to send up the clock? So this one little girl, Tinkerbell. Who do you want to send up the clock? Spider-Man. And then I ask her, who do you want to send up the clock? And she starts like she literally, hold on. I've been trying to remember who she sent up the clock. I can't remember exactly who it was, so I'm just gonna say Scream. But it was it was like a scarier movie than Scream, like someone that she had sent up the clock. So she says, I want to send Scream up the clock. And I'm like, that, like, you can't, like, that's scary. Why would you want to send him up the clock? And she was like, I want him to go up the clock so he can scare all the princesses. And I was like, that's not okay. Like, that's so scary. Like, let's send somebody nice up. And she's like, okay. So she sent somebody else up. I thought this was really weird, so, but I was just like, okay, whatever, like, maybe she has, like, brothers or siblings that, like, talk about it, you know what I mean? So the next week comes by, and we're sending people up the clock again, and, she again says, I want to send Scream up the clock to scare all the princesses and them. She said that, exact words, but except it wasn't Scream, it was a different, like, scary person. And I was just like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, why would you want to do that? And she starts evil laughing. Like, I cannot make this up. She was like, ah! Like, evil laughing. And I was just, like, in shock. I was like, in the gymnastics room, it's like a closed room that, like, nobody, like, you can't hear. Like, the parents have cameras, but you can't hear in the rooms. So she's hysterically laughing, and I'm like, no, like, we're not sending that up the clock. We're going to send someone nice up the clock. Anyways, so class finishes. Everything else was normal. So after class, I bring it to the grandmother's attention. I'm like, hey, like, your daughter has said some, like, alarming things. Last week she mentioned it, but it wasn't as bad. This week she said this, like, that she wanted to send Scream up the clock to the princesses. And she was like, oh my gosh, what? Like, what? But I had found out that class that she actually told me, I was like, have you watched that movie before? Like, I hadn't even watched the movie she was talking about, because it was so scary and gruesome. And she was like, yeah, I watched it. I snuck onto my iPad and put it on I put it on and watched it secretly. And she was like, but don't tell anyone. And I was like, so yeah, I forgot to mention that part. But yeah, so the grandmother said that she had, like, cousins or brothers or something that had put it on, like, and she had watched it with them, like, without them, like, realizing. I don't know. It was, like, really odd. But, so, the next week comes by, and this is where she tries to me. So we're sitting in class, and, we're setting people up the clock again, and she tells me, she wants to send me up with the scary guy with Scream or whoever it was, so they can, don't say, I keep saying her name, I'm gonna have to blank that out, but I was like, say don't say that, like, that's not nice, that's so scary. Like, and there's this class, we were alone in this class, but now we're doing a butterfly, and my feet are together, like, you know what a butterfly is, like, you sit, like, it's like crisscross applesauce, but your feet are together, and then you put your hands on your knees, and, like, you put your head down to your toe, you grab your toes, and you put your head down. So we were doing butterflies, and she literally jumped on top of my head, and, like, bit down on my head, and I literally had to push her. She's, like, a bigger child, and I had to, like, push her off of me, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, why would you bite me? Like, she literally bit me in the head. Like, there was complete, like, slobber in my hair. It was, like, the back of my head, because my head was down. And I asked her, before I took her out to her grandmother, I was like, why would you bite me? She was, like, not looking at me, and she's like, I bited you because I didn't want you to be alive. What? And I was just, like, my heart, like, sank. I was actually scared. Like, I know it's, like, a little girl, but, like, she just, like, sat on top of my head and, like, bit down on my skull because she said she wanted to me. The fact that she told me, so I took her out. I was like, no, we're going. And I took her out, and she started screaming, crying, and I told her grandmother, and she ended up not coming back for 2 weeks and then switching into a different class. So, yeah, that's my story of how a little girl tried to me. Thanks for watching, guys.